Hi, it's Mr. Smith, and in this video I'll be doing a video tour of eCampus and my math lab. And so when you first sign into eCampus and you come into our course, that's this one here, 1332-22011, that's the section number. There's a welcome announcement, so you'll want to read that, and that'll tell you everything you need to know to get started. And there's a little video introduction to the course. And first thing it's going to tell you to do is go over and click on the syllabus and calendar menu. And if you click on this link here, you're going to want to print out the syllabus. I would encourage you to make comments on it, maybe make a note of any questions. And so first thing is getting through the syllabus. One thing I've done is I've made a video that goes through the syllabus as if I were in the classroom, just kind of pointing out the most important things, at least what I consider to be the most important things. And so I would encourage you to watch that. If you're not really familiar with what a syllabus is, maybe you're new to the college, you may want to read this. This is something the college has put together. So that's everything there. The next thing that you're going to be directed to do is to go to the Start Here button. Now in here, notice instructions for getting started. Basically tells you, hey, make sure you read the introductory announcement, which we just discussed. Read the syllabus, which we just discussed. Check your email address in eConnect. So you just want to make sure that that's correct so that you're getting all the emails from your instructors. That's where they're going to go to eConnect. I would encourage you to do what I've done. Basically, it comes directly to my phone, and so I get all my emails in one place. But you want to make sure you're getting your emails throughout the semester. And then it tells you next you're going to go into lessons and assignments. And so we'll do that shortly, but first I want to go through the remainder of what you're going to find in here. Again, this is my contact information, which is also on the syllabus, and I'll update this with my office hours and that kind of stuff. Course navigation overview, that's discussing these different sections, course information, communication tools, and so on. So that's just discussing that. There's technology requirements, so you may want to look at that if you have a concern about that. And then tips for success. All right, so those are all available to you in that section. The next thing, again, we'll go into lessons and assignments, and that's normally where you're going to go, but you can also click on check my grades. Basically, after each test, I will update grades in eCampus, and so you'll find those here. And these are the most accurate grades throughout the semester. The ones that you'll see in my math lab, because of the adjustments, it's going to throw some of the grading off. So this is where you'll find the best indication of what your grade is. Let's see. So we have email instructor. Of course, if you want to email me, that's the way to do it, one way to do it. And there's a discussion board. The only thing you're going to need to do in here, at least for now, is to just come in and introduce yourself. So here's some directions for doing that. If you click on introductions, you can see that I've done one. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold here. So I've done an introduction here. If you want, you can write one out just like I did here. You can also, some people will leave videos if you prefer to do that, and always enjoy those. Also, if you want to share some pictures, you can do that as well. You can reply to my introduction if you want, but if you want to, for doing your own introduction, you'll go back and here you'll just click on create a thread, and that's where you'll put in your own introduction. Really encourage you to do that. It'll give me a chance to know you better and also other students. And so I'd also encourage you to maybe respond to some of the introductions of other students. So Just think that's important as far as trying to develop a little bit of sense of community, even though we are online. Okay, so let's see, what's next? Student services. So these are all the services that are available to you, or at least the main ones. And so I'd encourage you to look through that. Just be familiar with what's in there. Let's see. If you click on technical help, so this is for help with eConnect or eCampus or other questions. So notice there's a 24/7 number there. So anyway, that's where you can get technical support. And let's see, anything else? There is another link for getting into MyLab that you'll find here. Yours will actually look a little different. Let me show you what it'll look like. So yours will look just like this here. And so you'll see there's a MyLab link and a tutoring link for when we meet online for tutoring. All right, so let me switch that back. All right, so I think that's everything I wanted to show you in eCampus. So there's two ways to get into MyLab. The MyLab stuff you can click down here, or you can go through lessons and assignments. Under lessons and assignments, this is where you'll find the video that I'm actually making right now. And to get into MyLab, you can click here, and then you've got all these links. So most of the time you'll be going directly into assignments. I'm just going to show you around some of the other links real quick. So you're going to want to run the browser check, and basically that's going to make sure that you have everything installed on your computer so that you can utilize all the features of MyLab. So that's done for me. If you ever have problems, sometimes it's a good idea to rerun the browser check, and sometimes that'll fix things. Things have been pretty good in recent semesters. Hopefully you won't have any issues. Let's look at the e-text. So basically this is your textbook. Again, it's all online. You can print out pages. It does take a little bit of time to load. So basically up here you have your table of contents, and you can go to whatever chapter you need. So let's say we go to chapter 5. We'll go to the rational numbers. And so this is section 5.3. Now because I've minimized my window for this video, you can't see everything, but basically here's the arrows that you can use to navigate from page to page. Now you'll also have access to the textbook for the section, like if you're doing homework, you'll have access to the book for that section. So you'll see that when we're in the homework part. So anyway, there's your textbook. Let me click out of there. Gradebook. So this will give you an indication of your grades. Again, it's not as accurate as what you're going to see in eCampus, but it'll be helpful. You can see what assignments you've done and your grades. Multimedia library. This is where you can go in and see all the different extra resources for each section or chapter. So let's go ahead and go into chapter 5. We'll select all, and we're doing all sections here. Let's just go ahead and choose one. Let's choose section 5.6. So notice there's an animation, which is just a video. Here's the textbook section. Here are all the videos for this section. You have PowerPoint notes, and then there's some chapter 5 test prep videos. Probably won't need those because of all the things that I'll be giving you, but anyway, those are just all the resources that come with the book, and you can access those through the multimedia library. Integration support, you may need, if for some reason you do have problems with MyLab, and you are talking to people in support, they may have you go in here to get some information. And so that's all that's for. MyLab purchase options. If you really want to have a textbook, you can buy a printed copy of the textbook. Let's see what the price is. Yeah, it's about $60, so that is an option though for students that want a copy of the textbook. Oops, I messed up. Let's see. There we go. Accessible resources. For those of you that are concerned about accessibility, this shows you some of the things that are available through MyLab. And I think that's about it. So let's go into assignments now. And we're going to go, oops, I guess I can only do these sections here. All right, so you can see these are all the assignments for the first test. I'm sorry, for the first week. And so notice there's some optional videos here, entering answers. A lot of students these days are pretty savvy with technology, but if you do have some issues with entering answers, you may want to watch that. I would encourage you to watch the video on the calculator for those of you that are using this TI-30XS multi-view calculator. So you'll notice for each section, 1.1, you have videos, and then you have, this is the homework section. So let's go ahead and go here. We'll do it for 1.2. So for 1.2, these are all the videos that are available. They basically have this symbol here. This is the PowerPoint notes, and then here you have the textbook, the link to the textbook. So to learn the material, you could go to the textbook and you could read the book. You can look at the PowerPoint notes. What I recommend for my students is that you watch the video that I made, which is the one that says 1T. So the videos that say 1T are the videos that I make. These are the same videos, or I should say, this is a presentation that's very similar to what I do in my classroom. And so if you watch the video, it should prepare you for the homework that you're going to see for the most part. These other videos, when you click on help buttons in MyLab, these are some of the videos that you will come across. But you can also access them through here. All right, so let's go ahead and go back. And now let's go into the homework. So unfortunately, I didn't put up some other homework that has some better examples, so I'm not sure what we're going to get out of this, but let's go ahead and click on question 10 here. Actually, let me go back. So you can see you can click on question 1 and just start working through the homework. There's 15 questions. You could click on start and that'll take you to the first question. There's a lot of ways to maneuver around. You can see that you can click on whatever question you want to do. You can also go forward or backwards using these buttons. The other thing you can do is click here and you actually can go to any section that you want or any problem that you want. So let's see if we can find a more interesting question. Okay, so round to the nearest given place value, and it's to the nearest thousandth. And so I'm going to go ahead and answer this. I'm just going to put 1.6. Now that's to the nearest tenth, so that's not going to be correct. So I check my answer, and it tells me I'm wrong. So I'll try it again. I'll try 1.7 now. Check your answer. It's still wrong. Notice it says final check. So normally you get 3 chances. So I'm going to do that. So notice it tells me the correct answer and the answer that I got. And at this point I have 2 options. Now maybe you just want to move on to the next problem and you're not going to worry about this one right now. But you can click on similar question and it'll give you a new problem. You'll notice that right now you have a red X, which means this part problem is going to be marked wrong. In fact, let me go ahead and go to next question, and you can see question 6 has been marked wrong. However, if we go back and click on similar question, so nearest thousand, that's going to be 1.474. Check answered. Now you got a green check mark. I can go to the next question, and you can see that now it's correct. Number 6 is correct. So my point here is, if you're willing to go back and fix any mistakes that you make, you can you have the ability to get 100% on every homework assignment. And so that's one thing I wanted you to see. Also, notice you can click on Help Me Solve This. It'll help you solve this problem, and then it'll give you a new problem. Or if you like the problem you're looking at, you can click on View an Example, and it'll give you a similar problem. And once you've done that, you can come back and do this problem. There may be other options at the bottom here, but if not, you'll click here. Now, sometimes there'll be videos in here, and there'll be other resources. StatCrunch you won't need. You can go to the textbook here. Mainly videos is what you might find in this area. Unfortunately, there's not one for this problem. But you can also click on Ask My Instructor. And the nice thing, especially when it's like a long word problem or it's got a graph, it'll send me the question, and then you can also type your specific question right here. And so that's how you can get a hold of me. Sometimes students will ask me questions on the weekend, and they get frustrated, they're stuck, and on the weekend I normally am pretty good about getting back, but it just kind of depends on what's going on that weekend. But that is an option when you need some help. All right, so the only other thing I want to point out is if you click on, actually, it's a good idea to save your work, although it does have an auto-save feature. What I really meant to click on was this one here. Notice you can print out your homework. Just be careful. I know that I've heard students, they printed out the work, they did all the work, or printed out the problems, did all the work, but when they went back in, there were different problems, so just be careful about that. I'm not sure exactly how that works. There's also more information about accessibility if you're concerned about that. You can click on here. Anyway, that's all that I have to talk about. I think that has covered everything. If there's anything that's not clear, let me know. I hope you have a great semester, and ask your questions if you need some help.